So in the spirit of like telling women that they should have things in their profile that will, spark conversation, which I think is a powerful thing. I think both should, but particularly women if the guys are going to be initiating. So I have one more question from a listener that is in the realm of what we're talking about. So here, I'll show you.
What are some things that women think that men care about in relationships that men actually don't care about?
How do you feel about that?
What are some things that I think men think women care about? I think women think men care about the things that they care about.
Yeah.
So like a woman wants a man to like show up in the way that she thinks, if you know what I mean.
No, so I think the question was, what are some things that women think that men care about that men actually don't care about?
In terms of like a relationship though, right?
Yeah, in the context of in the relationships or just anything. Huh?
Dating, relationships, anything.
Yeah.
I think that like women think men really care about like, or a certain type of men, I should say.
Okay.
Because they're all different types of men, but I think a lot of women think men really care about like them being able to like take care of everything, What
do you mean?
Like they kind of, like a lot of women really believe that it makes them really attractive to a man, the fact that she doesn't need anything, I think they think that because there is a source of pride, and I get it, like you should be proud. Be proud that you've created a life for yourself in which you are okay and you've got things handled. But just understand that doesn't necessarily increase your worth to a man, a certain type of man. Like it doesn't make you more attractive just because you've got everything sorted out in your life. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it does. What I do think is attractive is if he sees somebody with a certain spirit, a spirit of like, not necessarily ambition, but a spirit to improve, a spirit to like move towards like being better in various ways, I don't think it's attractive for anyone to have a person around you that is just happy to never ever improve and just sit there and, that's unattractive. But I think a lot of women place too much of a value on like being able to show up. Like I know, for example, one of my clients, like she told me she would never date a man if she didn't even have like a full-time job doing this and earning this amount of money.
If she didn't have a full-time job, she said she wouldn't date a man in the past anyway. She wouldn't even consider dating a man if she wasn't in a full-time job earning a certain amount. You get what I'm saying? You're laughing. But it's her self-worth. Do you know what I mean? And she's thinking that is something that like a man is going to look at her and judge her for. But a certain type of man or the right kind of man for her, that's not something that they would care about. You know what I mean? I think that also depends on what type of dynamic she wants in the relationship.
Yes,
also,
I know what kind of man she wants.
How do you know? We're speaking hypotheticals here.
No, I'm talking about an ex-client of mine. That's how I know.
I got you. I'm sorry. I thought you were speaking in general. Oh, yes.
No.
Okay. I feel you. So what you're saying is like some women put a lot of, in so many words, a lot of women put emphasis on being fully put together and being able to handle everything on their own, especially when it comes to their career and stuff like that. You're saying the emphasis that women put on that into thinking that a lot of men are putting a lot of value on that. You're saying they shouldn't assume that men value that?
Yeah, it's not like and this is where like women get it confused, because when you say this, sometimes it puts women's back up because they're feeling as though like, what kind of man wouldn't appreciate all the hard work and the enterprising like nature that I have? And I'm not saying that. Men do appreciate, like good men appreciate a woman that wants better for herself in every way, But what I'm trying to say is that like, if your character is not up to par, then that kind of stuff isn't going to tip the balance in your favor. Like you're not coming across in a way that fosters a good balance in the terms of the polarity between you, the masculine and feminine, then all that stuff goes out the window. He's not going to choose you or value you more because of that stuff if you're not showing up in a way that allows him to feel like the man. Do you get what I mean?
You know, I'm very glad you said that, because I have like a little bit of it's a similar perspective, but in a different way, right? I don't want people to get it misconstrued that women don't possess any value in achieving these things that are very personal to them and could also be beneficial to their relationship or the family they want to raise. I want to make sure I communicate that. But here's what I'll say. There is value in that, but not for initial introduction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite for men, right?
Exactly.
So a woman will look at a man who has a lot of stature, who's put together, who can handle everything. He's like, he is the achiever. He does things. He's resourceful, right? He's whatever. And that is an aphrodisiac to a woman. That will turn her on in some capacity. Yes. Like, oh, damn. Oh, look at this. Right. And that will allow a man the opportunity to get in the door in a lot of ways.
Exactly.
Right. But what will keep that man in the relationship are some of the emotional things that he's able to provide. Are you a good lover? Are you a good listener? Are you someone who's compassionate? Or you have empathy? That allows the man to stay in that relationship, right? For women, it's the opposite. Okay. Are you a woman that, you know, he's sexually attracted to, right? He feels like emotionally connected to you guys. He has fun hanging out with you. That comes first. And that is a turn on for him. And then when in the relationship, it's like, oh, she's smart. She's got a good job. She's like really like supportive in how she handles herself. And it's not like a nuisance. Like she's like a partner. They're like, oh crap, I could stay in this.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? So there's value in both. It's just a matter of like how you introduce and what you introduce when you're first meeting someone. I think that's the difference.
That's right. And that's what I want to communicate. A lot of women, they just hear that, men, either they want to hear that men don't care at all about what they've accomplished, which is not true. You know, a good, decent like man doesn't want somebody who doesn't have anything going on. But just know that that's no substitute, and it cannot replace your character, your personality, femininity, all of that. That needs to be there for that to matter. You know?
That's a great point. And